Bill. Huh? It's just a videotape Mrs. Connick is taking of us.
She'll blackball you with it.
Yeah.
Tell them what you're doing. Tell them what you're doing. Huh?
Thanks, Bill.
They see the goodness in you. They gave you life. They have raised you and nourished you. They have watched over you, worried over you, encouraged you, challenged you, and formed you. And sometimes, because they are human, they have also hurt you. And for this, I know they are very sorry. you will be starting to realize how much they have given you. What a beautiful thing it is to see this kind of friendship blossom. And I hope and I pray that it will happen between you and your parents or those who raised you.
So we pray, dear God, that as you were so faithful to these families and students during this phase of their life, that you would continue to be faithful to them throughout all of the phases of their lives. Now bless them and keep them is our prayer. Amen.
An Italian place called Drei. Hi.
Italian.
Yeah.
We digitize all of the sound. I've been here for a minute. Sound reduction. I did.
Dwayne, put your head over here, would you?
Ware, Dr. Abundo, administration, faculty, family, friends, honored guests. Welcome to the 1987 commencement exercises of Augsburg American High School. When you watch us graduate today, I would ask you to look beyond the cover of the ceremony. Think of this senior class as a novel, a suspense-filled thriller.
It is with great pleasure that I am able to introduce this year's salutatorian of the 1987 graduating class to the floor.
Thank you, Ms. Berry. William Palmer was hanged in 1856 in front of a crowd that was about the same size as the audience we have here today. The weather was about the same as today's, maybe a bit grayer in the sky.
It is with great pleasure and extreme delight that I am able to present to you this year's 1987 valedictorian in all else.
Many topics, such as world news and AIDS, were thrown my way. I did not, however, think these were appropriate. I finally decided to reflect a bit on the education and life we have living overseas. We are all aware of often.
To the salutatorian of this year's class, Lou Silverstein. Secondly, for this year's valedictorian, Nicole Ellis, another award. Erica Monique Brody. From Springfield, Massachusetts, has attended DOD schools her entire school career. She would like to say, I would like to thank God for his open door policy, special friends that were there along the way. You know who you are. And most importantly, the most influential person, woman, who's true mom in my life, my mother. Michelle Elizabeth Monette. Michelle will be moving to Tampa, Florida this summer to attend college. She thanks Mama and Dad for supporting most of what she's done throughout high school, putting up with the rest. Amalia Victoria Delage. Amy is planning on attending college at the University of Connecticut at Augsburg this fall. Carol Yvonne Bragdon says, I would like to thank Scott for being here and my friends for making me feel welcome. Fadine Michelle Robinson. Fadine will be attending college in Texas this fall and would like to thank her family and friends for all their support. Tony Brown. Tony says, I would like to thank God for making this night possible, for my parents for having the patience to put up with me and their support in helping me decide what's best for me. I would also like to thank Dr. Ware for her patience in working with me too. Renee James Payne. Renee says, I'd like to thank my parents for helping me through the years. I'd also like to thank Dr. Ware for helping me in my senior year. He has a postscript. Happy birthday, Mom. Marcus Patronicola. I'd like to thank my parents for all the help they have constantly given. I'd like to thank Lou, Tracy, Eric, Paul, Nick, and all my other friends. Steve Crenshaw. He is originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Plans to go back to the States and go to school this summer. John Mark Roberts from Petersburg, Virginia. He says, I would like to thank Mrs. Tyler, Freddie, Stacy, and Miss Griffin for all the help and support. Katrina Renee, excuse me. Katrina Renee Hayward. She is from Newark, New Jersey, and plans to be a successful businesswoman. She would like to thank Mrs. King and Mr. Cummings for teaching her about business skills. Tammy Ann Jarrell. I would like to thank my friends and family for their support, and to John Boyd for being there. Angela Doreen Gallegos. She says, I want to thank my little Rose for waking me up every morning, to Alicia for being a great sister to be silly with, and my parents, thank you for everything. I love you. Cherie Gill Morgan. Thanks to all my friends, especially Mom, Dad, and Michael. Barbara Christina Reed. She plans on joining the Air Force to become a physical therapist. Nicole Murray Ellis. Nicole will be attending Webb Institute on Long Island. She wants to thank the Similes for all they have done for her during her senior year. William Lewis Williams, Jr., born in El Paso, Texas, will be going to Maryland. Would like to thank his parents and a lot of his teachers at AHS. Albert David Fuller says, I'd like to thank all my friends for putting up with my obnoxious attitude for so long. You know who you are. Let's party. Stephen Andrew Jones. Home state is California. Plans to join the Air Force. Dana Lou Silverstein from Brooklyn, New York. Plans to attend University of Rochester. I'd like to thank my mother and my father and all the teachers. John, Whitney, Dan, Nick, Eric, Paul, and Phil for teaching me every skill I know about school, sports, and people. Philip Anthony Melito, Texarkana, Texas. All the thanks in the world to my parents for their encouragement and advice and support. Special thanks to my grandmother who has traveled from Florida to be here tonight. Paul D. Taylor is from San Francisco, California, and he plans on going back to California to attend college and become a medical illustrator. Wendy Harrison is from Boise, Idaho, the potato land. She works at the nursery on Centerville tending children. She plans on attending college and majoring in physical therapy. Tricia Le Aloha Mitchell says, I would like to thank my parents for sticking behind me all the way. She was born and raised in Hawaii, and after graduation plans to return there. Lugracia Ann Lewis from South Carolina. She'll be attending Slippery Rock University in the fall. She would like to give a special thanks to her parents and friends for all their support. Evelyn Connerman from the Netherlands plans to join the Air Force at the end of the summer. Special thanks to my friends and family for helping me and standing behind me. Tracy Leolani Mitchell says, I would like to thank my parents for their support and my friends for being there when I needed them. Nicholas James Abundo. Nick says, I would like to thank my parents who have always given me the best support and encouragement throughout my life. Dennis Morlang. I quote, he is from New York, plans to go back to North Carolina. Robert Connerman. He says, I'd like to say thanks to all those people who have helped me get through my years of schooling. Special loving thanks to my family who have put up with my problems of growing up and have always helped me and a reason to continue in life. Bill Bastian from Canton, Pennsylvania. He would like to give a special thanks to all his teachers at AHS, especially Sergeant Zooks for his help with drill and color guard, and a very special thanks to my aunt and uncle, especially my mom. David Straybeck from Salina, Kansas says, thanks to everybody who has supported me through these past 12 long years of school, particularly Mom and Dad. Henry Frazier would like to thank his mom and dad. Eric John Prandy. Eric John Prandy was born in Kinston, Pennsylvania. Plans on attending University of Maryland, College Park. Says, I'd like to thank my parents, Paul, Marcus, and Lou, and everybody who has helped me out throughout the years. Veronica Williams. I would like to thank the teachers of Augsburg American High School for teaching the leaders of tomorrow. She plans to continue on to college and would like to wish all graduates much success. Melissa A. Townsend says, I would like to thank my parents for the opportunities they have given me and for their support in most of my decisions. Carolyn Sager. Carolyn would like to thank her parents for their support. Karen Edney plans to live in Augsburg for a couple of more years. She was born in Ohio. Christina Angela Brown. Christine is a 17-year-old senior. She was born in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, but was raised in Texas. She plans to study pre-med at Texas A&M. She would like to thank her mom and family and friends for everything. Lisa Michelle Bailey Reed. I'd like to thank all my friends, especially Evelyn, Christine, and Peaches, for making my senior year special. I also like to give all my love to my loving husband, Eugene. Thank you for everything, Mom and Dad. Catherine Follett. All my thanks to Steve and my family for their love and support. Elizabeth Wilson. says, I thank my family for being so supportive. Quote, you guys are great. She plans on attending Brigham Young University. Bill Carbonell. We'd like to wish the class of 1987 a happy and successful future. Michael W. Dahlem. I would like to thank my family for all their support of my education and my future goals. James Boyce Hayes. Born Lawton, Oklahoma, will be attending the University of Connecticut next year. I would like to thank my parents and my teachers for all their help. Floyd Dwayne Stevenson, also known as Joe. Born in Oklahoma, and like to thank for this day of graduation all the people who have helped him through the year. Special thanks to his parents. Richard Todd Carsons, Rich. Rich says, I would like to thank myself for making it this far. And also to my parents for their constant nagging about my grades. Marcus A. Langford. Andy is from Alabama and will be returning there to attend Auburn University.
Because I remember you were here last year, Barbara. So get Mina eating? This is Mina eating.
Bill's right there. He's right there. Hey, Phil, where were you last night? All I know is everybody was making a group on the road. Last night was Friday. Mom, sister, do it.
Hey, come be on TV. I'll be on TV.
I'm getting down.
Oh, man, we're going to have to rewind the film now. Hey, is that real, man? Can you really see? I don't see me in there at all. Gee whiz, I don't see me in there at all.